Hello guys, welcome back to our channel Planet for Tech. I hope you all are doing great and learning lots by watching all the continuous episode of this series Python Beginner to Master. So guys, till now we have completed 4 episodes of this series and today in the fifth episode I am going to describe you the new topic of the Python, that is control flow statements. So in short we can call it CFS, control flow statements. So what those statements are? So basically guys, those keywords which are going to use for controlling the statements flow. So those we can call it control flow statements. So these control flow statements are nothing but the simple statement like the if else statement, for looping statement, jumping statements. So those all we are going to cover in this episode. So now let's start and see what we are going to cover in this episode. So in this episode we are going to complete the we are going to deal with the control flow statements like there are the following category of control flow statements you can see here. The first one is conditional statements. So guys, I believe you all are aware about what is this control flow statements, like what is this if else, what is if else if, ladder if else, nested if else. So these statements we are called as we are calling here as a control flow statements. So these statements are categorized into a following category. You can see here. So these are the conditional statements. So under the conditional statements, you can see else if else, nested if else, and if elif else. So this is the short form of the if else. Here you can see the else if is the original form, but in short we can write it like this way also. Elif we can write it. So it is similar to the if else. So here option D and option B both are similar, and in the same way there are some looping statements. So looping statements means let's suppose we have something and we want that particular code to be executed uh, till the particular condition, means the same code is going to be repeated. So for that we use the looping statements. So in Python, in other programming language there are lots of looping statements, but in the Python it is very less. So in Python we are going to see the for loop, while loop, and do while, which is not yet supported in Python. So do while loop is not yet supported in the Python. So this point you have to make a note guys, if you are facing an interview and if your interviewer is asking like can you use the do while statements in Python, and you are not aware about this line. So you have to say no, we can't use because Python does not support the do while loop here. Python supports only for loop and the while loop. Now come to the next. The next is the jumping statement you can see. So in the jumping statements you can see break and continue and pass. So these keywords we are going to use, sorry, this switch is not coming in the jumping statements. So the switch is called as the branching statement actually. So let me make the another block for this. So this switch is going to be calculated going to be considered under the branching statement. So this is not the jumping statement. Let me make it branching. Yes, now it is correct. So in the jumping statements, you can see break and continue. So these two keywords already we are aware because these are very common keywords and being used in all over the programming language. But here in the Python, we are going to see the new jumping statement, that is the pass. So this pass statement we are going to use here in the Python as well. So we will look practically how we can use break, continue, and pass. Now the next category of control flow statement is jumping statements, sorry, branching statement. So branching statement means let's suppose you have more than three condition. So if you have one or two conditions, so you can use if condition, if statement, else statement. But what about if you have more than three condition? That time also you can use if, else if multiple times, but that is not a recommended approach. So in other programming language, we have the replacement of that multiple times if else. We can use the switch case there. So in case of switch case, we basically create multiple cases there. So every cases are going to be considered as the branch. That is why this complete statement is categorized under the branching statements. So it is like one tree can have multiple branch. So that way you can consider this like this branching statement means the switch is the branching statement because it can have the multiple branches in form of case. But unfortunately this is also not supported in Python. So in Python, do while loop and the switch case are not supported. We can use only the if else and for loop and while loop. These loops we can use in a Python. So this is all about the theoretical part of this looping statement. Now let's see the practical approach of how we can use this statement in our programming. But before moving ahead, I want to show you one function that is going to be used every time. So that function is nothing but range function. So let me make a note here. So this function, let me make a note here. There is a one function, range function. This function we are going to use frequently in our programming. So this range function, what it does, so that we have to understand first before moving ahead. So this range function basically provides us the set of sequence of data. Sequence, you can say sequence of number it provides us. So how we can use it? So this range function basically takes three arguments. The first argument is the start index, means a starting number, and the next argument is the ending number, means final number, and the third argument is the step size, you can call it. So what it means, how we can use it? So I am going to show you. Let's suppose I want a series of 1 to 10. Let's suppose I want series of 1 to 10. So what is my expectation? My expectation is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So this is my expectation. So you can see here in this continuous sequence of this number, there is a one initial point, that is a 1. So how this range function will calculate, will give us this series. So we just need to pass few parameters here. You can see in the range function itself we have to pass the first, that is the start. So it should start from 1 and it should end till 10. And what is the step size? Step size means the gap between the two elements. So you can see here the gap between two elements 2 and 1. There is a gap of 1, 2 minus 1, the gap will be 1. So the gap is what? 1. So when I will call this function, so it will give me the series of this 1 to 10. In the same way, if you want to print the table of 2, so how you can do that? So for that, you simply need to give starting point as a 2 and the ending point as a 20, and the step size should be 2. So it will give you the series of, or can say table of 2. So 2 and 4 and 3, sorry, 2, 4 and 6 and all. So that way you can use the effectively this range function here. So this is about the range function. We are going to use this function every in all the, almost in all the places we are going to use it. So that time it will be helpful for you to understand. Now let's start the practical of this control flow statement. So guys, today I am going to show you this complete control flow statement with the help of Jupyter Notebook. So we are going to use the Jupyter Notebook instead of using the file and writing code in the file and running in the command prompt. I am going to use the Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Note book. So this notebook you have to install it. If you haven't installed, so you can watch my first episode. In that you will find the approach like how we can install the Jupyter notebook in our laptop or desktop. So from there you can install it and you can configure it and you can start working on that. So to start the Jupyter notebook, what we have to do, simply you have to go inside the particular folder where you want to create the Jupyter notebook. So here you can see I am here in the Python folder going to start the command prompt, because with the help of the command prompt only you can start the Jupyter notebook. Now going to type Jupyter notebook. So it will just start one browser screen. There you will find the notebook. I hope you guys you can see my screen. So this is the Jupyter notebook. Let me zoom it so that you can see it clearly. So zooming is 125%. Yeah, correct. So this is the Jupyter notebook. Here you can see. So from here you can create the new Python file, and there are other tabs also. So gradually, step by step, we are going to understand how to use this Jupyter notebook. So for now, this is started, and I'm going to create one file for today's class. So today's class is the fifth episode. So let me create the file here. Python, you can see here. Python 3.1 we are using, that is why Python 3 coming here. So going to create the new file for today's class. So here and I'm going to change the name of this file like episode 5 this way, and you can see it is showing this input box here. This input box works two uh, tasks for us. The one in the drop down, you can see if that in the drop down it is mentioned as a code is selected, so it means this input box is going to work as the console, you can see. So let's suppose I am going to print any statement here by with the help of print command. So how it should work, you can see once you type the code, then after you have two options. So you have to press shift plus enter. Guys, you have to make it note, shift plus enter. So what you have to type, shift plus enter. So let me show you after shift and enter. So after pressing shift and enter, it just execute the current statements, and prompts goes to the next statement. So there you can give your next commands. So you can see here after executing this line, it is giving the output here, it's in this line itself. So this is the benefit of this Jupyter notebook. Here you can create the, you can manage your notes as well, and you can execute the set of code as well. So we don't need to write the code in a separate file, and we need to compile it and we need to run it. So just for practice purpose, you can use the Jupyter notebook, but for project purpose, we will create this separate. There is a PyCharm editor, and VS Code is also there. So we will use the VS Code because it is a free version, and other editors are, few others are there, but they are paid version. So we are not going to talk about that. So we will use the VS Code only. Now let's see here. So if you want to make a note, so how you can make it note? So you can see, let me cut it first. So to make a note, you need to select the markdown from this place. Selecting markdown. So I'm going to make a note, demonstration of conditional statement. Conditional statements. So this way you have to press shift and enter. Now by default it is code block, so you can write any code here. Let's suppose I am going to show you the demonstration of if case, how we can use the if. So I have just typed the a equals to 12 and b equals to 13. Now I want to check which one is greater. So simply you have to use if a is greater than b, then after you have to press colon, and you have to press enter. So here you can write print a is, sorry, a is greater. So for else block, so like in other programming language, we use the curly braces to maintain the block, but here we are not managing that curly braces because Python doesn't support the curly braces. So we use the, you can see there is a gap of one tab for every line. So that gap is called as indentation in this Python. So that indentation we have to maintain because that indentation is the responsible here to define the block of the particular statement. So you can see here after the if this line, I just give a space of one tab here. So that tab is giving that tab is letting us this pattern know like this is the block of for if. Now the next block is being started here. So for that block we need to use colon, and after that you have to give the that particular block line. I'm going to copy the same here. So this way you can understand like this line is for the if block and this line is for else block. So guys, you have to make a note like we don't need to use the curly braces and semicolon anywhere in the complete Python programming, because Python doesn't require semicolon to terminate the line, and it doesn't require curly braces to make up the block, because on the basis of the given indentation it defines the block of the particular statements. Now let's see, is it working or not? So as I have told you, to run this particular uh, line of code, what we need to press shift and enter. So you can see here, after pressing shift and enter, it is executed and it is showing like a is greater. So if you want, you can run the same code from here also. There is a run, you can see. So from here also you can run this code. I am showing you, so it is showing that way. So in the next current code block, there is nothing to be executed. That is why it is passed there. So if you have created the extra block, so you can remove it from here. There is a, you can see, cut selected cells. So these are the called as cells actually. So let me remove it because this is not needed. Now I want to execute this, so simply you have to place your cursor inside that particular cell, and once you will click on the run, so it will give you the output of the next block. So this way guys, you can use the if block here. And let's suppose we have three numbers, so what we can use it, we can use the if, else if and elif, and last the else statement we can use. So let me show this program just for the three numbers. We have three numbers and we want to find out the greatest among the three number. So how we can do that? So for that, definitely we need three variables here. Let's suppose this is the 15, and the first time we are checking A is greater than B, and we have to check A is greater than C as well. Then only we can say A is greatest. It is not a greater, it is greatest because we are comparing more than two. Greatest, and if this condition not satisfy, then definitely we need one more condition, that is the else if statement. So here we are going to check the b, whether b is greater than a or not, b is greater than c or not. If this satisfied, so we can say like b is greatest. So here we have to pass only b is greatest. So you can see here it is showing the red block because we are not following the indentation. So this indentation specifies like the block positioning. So you can see, so here we are missing one gap, one space gap. Now after giving this space, it is corrected. So this is if both conditions not satisfied, so definitely it will come to the now the last block, that is the else case. So in this else case, we are going to say like the C is the greatest among all. Now let me run this. So to run it, what you have to do, simply you have to either press shift or enter, or you can use this run window as well, run command as well. So you can see here it is saying like one error there, something is expected there. So for else if it is giving the error, let me show you. So guys, you can see here else if is not yet supported. So instead of else if in the latest Python version, it is not supported. So we have to use elif. Elif is a short form of else if. So this one you can use it. And here you can see the output is showing like this. So let me show you it again for you. So it is showing like that, and let me change this value. So this time it should show b is greatest. You can see here it is showing properly, and let me change the value again, and let me make it like this, so it will give you the a is greatest. So this way guys, you have to use the if and conditional statement here. And now come to the next. So I hope you all can use this statement because this is very simple one. So we are not going to make the video lengthy. Now come to the next CFS statements, like looping statements. So as I have already told you, like do while is not supported in Python, but we can use for and while loop. So I'm going to show you how we can use the for and while loop in the Python here. So let me show you here. So for that, simply we can give here one note, looping statements. So let me make it markdown because it is a comment, and we want the new cell to enter the new code. So I want to print the number from 1 to 10. So let me keep the comment, print numbers from 1 to 10. So how we can achieve this? As I have told you, we have to use for block here. So let's suppose I have uh, one variable, you can say I in range. So here we have to pass 1 to 10. This is the this column we are using just to specify the block is started from here for block. Now we want to print it, print simply I can use I here. Now let's see the output. So you can see here, so it is showing you the output 1 to, oh sorry, it is showing you output 1 to 9. So for that what we need let me make it 11, because it is not going to print the last number. So you can increase the range here. So this way guys, you can print a 1 to 10, or you can say other number as well. So if you want to use the if you want to print the same thing with the use of while loop, so how you can do this? So let me make the while here, and I is greater than 10. So this way also you can use it, and just make a, let me initialize the value of I first. I equals to 1, I greater than or equals sorry, I less than or equals to 10, and simply here you have to give the value, or you can print it, print the I, and then after you have to increment it I plus plus. Now let's see, is it printing or not? So you can see the plus plus increment of, sorry, increment operator is not supported here. So how we can do this? Equals to 1. So this way it should support. Yeah, it is supporting here. 1 to 10 it is printing. So you can see here, so this way also you can achieve the looping statement with the help of while. And one more thing I want to say, like if you have to write any program, so you can use with the help of for and the while loop. Let's suppose you have something and you want to use the while loop to print to solve the particular problem, like let's suppose we have one number. I'm going to give you the example. We have number and we want the sum of the digits. So how we can achieve? With the help of for loop. So let's suppose we have one number, like number equals to 1 2 3, and we want its sum. So sum is equal to what? S is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3. We want the sum of its digits. So we want the sum is of digit is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3. So definitely it will be what? 6. So we want 6 as a output. So here we have to iterate to this particular number till the remainder comes 0. So how we can do that? So first of all, we can accept the number. We can ask the number from a user prompt. So how we can do that? N equals to input. We can use input here like this. Enter a number to get sum of its digit. So this way we are asking to the user. Once the number we got, so we need to create one variable sum equals to 0. Initially the value of sum will be 0. Then after we can use while, and here we are going to check n is greater than, we just need to check n is greater than 0. And what we are going to do? So we are going to do as equals to, first of all we need to have the remainder of this n. So how we can get the remainder? Just we need to divide it by the 10. So s plus, or you can keep it simple, as equals to s plus, but you have to keep it in this way. And the remainder, so firstly you need to have the reminder. So reminder, how we can get it? And modulo division 10. So here you can calculate the remainder by dividing the number by 10. Then after s equals to s plus r, you can keep it, and after that you have to reduce the number and divide by 10. So this way guys, you can see once the loop is completed, so you can print the output sum of digits is SUM. So this way you can print it. So now let me show you, is it working? One column is missing there. Yes, you can see here after the while we have to specify like this. After this, it is going to use this particular block. Now you can see it is asking for the number. Enter the number to get sum of digits. So I'm going to pass 1, 2, 3 and press the enter. So it will give you the sum of the result. But oh, it's giving you some error. Let me see why it is giving this error. So this error is saying like this particular greater than operator is not supported between instance of str and instance of int. So guys, oh sorry. Here you can see we have done the mistake here in this line. So whatever input we are giving to this command prompt, so that input is coming in a string format. So by default, the type of the n will be what? String. And here we are just comparing string is greater than 0. So here it is failing the condition. So before comparing this, we have to typecast, we have to change the type of this particular variable. So how we can do that? So for that we need to write like this. Int we have to mention there. So now you can see firstly we have converted an into integer part. Then after we have started this line and this is executing this part. So this is again going to give you the fractional part. So let me make this as integer. And here you can see and by 10, so this as is not defined, so let me make it this as a sum. Now after this you can see, so I think all is okay. So let me show you how we can use it. So it is asking for the number 1, 2, 3 and the sum of digit is 6. Let me check it with other input as well. If I am giving 3, 2, 4, so the sum should be 9. Sum of digit is showing as 9. So this way guys you can practice more and more just to understand the usage of this control flow statements, how we can use it there. So till now I have shown you the example for and while as well, and do while is not supported. Now come to the point, break and continue and pass. So break statement is used just to terminate the loop after reaching particular condition. So it you can say it brings the control outside the loop, and the continue statement is used for the same purpose only, but there is a one difference. After using the break statement, control goes outside the loop, but with using the continue statement, that particular loops started from beginning. So that is the difference between this break and continue and the pass. So let me show you the example here, break and continue. So let's suppose we have a program in which we have to check the particular condition. So let's suppose we are printing a particular you can say we are going to print a number. So in that case we want to use the break statement. So let me give you the example here. Let's suppose I am printing a series of number from 1 to 10 and I want to break uh, the looping after the 5. So how we can use this break statement there? So simply you have to use for I in range 1 11. So here I am going to check if I equals to 5. Then after I have to break this loop, break, and this way only, otherwise we have to print, otherwise else you have to keep else, and you have to sorry print the I statement here. So this way we can use it. Now let me show you. So again it is showing for colon. You can see here Once the value of I becomes 5, it just get terminated and it comes out from the loop. So it comes out from the loop and loop is terminated. And so this is the example of break statement. Let's take another example for continue statement. So let's suppose you have to find out the particular number is available in the range or not. Let's suppose I have to find search equals to 12. So here or else skip the 7. Here I have to find out the particular number 7 is available in this particular range or not. Once it is available, so we have to skip it and other value we have to use it. So how we can do that? So for that, simply you have to put it here, I equals to this particular search, and instead of break you have to use continue. So now let's see. So it is printing all the numbers except 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Then after 7 is not printed, 8, 9, 10. So what it is doing here? So it is first checking this particular condition reached or not. Once the condition is reached, it just continue the loop. Means it is not stopping the loop, it is continuing the loop. So when it goes, it is starting from beginning. So from beginning, it becomes 8 equal I equals to 8 and 9 and 10. So this way, guys, you can see the continue statement we can use just to uh, start the loop from beginning, and break statement we use to terminate the loop and move out from the current loop. So this way, guys, you can use the break and continue statement as well. In the same way, you can use the pass statement as well. Pass is similar to the break, but the condition is that in the break statement we have something, then we simply break it. And the pass statement, let's suppose you have certain conditions, and you don't know what you have to do on the particular condition. So what you can do that, so you just pass that condition, otherwise the code will get executed again and again. So let's suppose I'm going to give you another example here how we can do that. Suppose I have to print from 1 to 10 for I equals to I in range 1 to 10. We have to print. Now, let's suppose if I am getting I equals to 2, say I don't know what I have to do. So how I can pass that line of code from here by with the help of pass keyword. So I'm going to check it. If I equals to 2, then I don't know what to do. So simply I am going to use pass keyword. This way you can use the pass, sorry, and you can come out. Else else block you have to print it, print I. So let me run it. So you can see here, you can see here it is printing 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But it is not printing the 2 because here you can see in case of I equals to 2, we have defined nothing here. That is why it is just passing this situation, passing this condition, by passing this condition and moving ahead. So pass keyword is basically used just to pass, just to skip the particular condition and move ahead. So this way, guys, we can use these statements here, control flow statements here. So we have gone through the different control flow statement conditional flow statement, looping statements, and jumping statements, and branching statements. So here the pass keyword is the new, which is not available in other programming, our usual programming language. So you can make it the note for this pass keyword is used just to pass the particular situation and move to the next statement of the execution. So for this video, for this episode, this much, guys. And in the next episode, we are going to learn something, some new topics in the Python, in the continuing series of this Python beginner to master. So till that time, you can watch my previous episode if you want. So you can practice a lot. And if you have not subscribed this channel till now, so you can subscribe it, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you will not miss the any notification from our upcoming series, upcoming videos, and updates. So till now, thank you, thank you, thank you much.